Hi, welcome once again to M5's English language learning program, Let's Speak English. I'm Gav Duncan and I'm here on your TV to help you learn English. Now, are you sitting comfortably? Yes? Good. And are you ready for today's lesson? Yes? Good. Okay, well let's learn English together. And hello again. Yes, it's that time of the day once more. And we're here. Some of us in the studio, the ones on this side of the screen, and some of you on the other side of the screen. Out there, somewhere in Hungarian TV land. Okay, so you all know what's coming next, don't you? Yes, that's right. It's time to tell the animals what to do. Well, as we discussed yesterday, the animals know the drill. The animals know what to do. I've told them to do these things so many times that the information has been drilled into them. And now, when the time comes, they all remember what they have to do. So, what's the drill? Well, the drill is different for each animal. Gusti, for example, knows that he has to calm down for 15 minutes. He's not allowed to dance about the place like he normally does. Margot? Well, what about Margot? Well, with Margot, the situation is very different. She's the opposite of Gusti, isn't she? Gusti is full of energy and dances about the place like a drunken gibbon or a mad chicken. Perhaps a combination of the two. But Margot, well, she likes her rest. She likes to sleep, catch 40 winks, have a cat nap, rest her eyes, nap, doze, snooze and kip. So, with Margot, the drill is that she has to make sure that she doesn't block the TV screen when she's resting. That's all. And what about Nigel? What's the drill for Nigel? Well, again, it's a different drill for Nigel. With Nigel, the noise is the problem. He's the source of noise pollution with his snorting, grunting, and squeaking. So, as far as Nigel's concerned, the drill is to keep as quiet as a mouse for the 15 minutes when the show is on. That's all. Okay, animals, you know the drill, so hop to it, starting now. Okay, so they're doing what they should be doing, and that means that we can get on with doing what we're meant to be doing. So, it's that time, isn't it? Yes, the time to finish the enough exercise. So, let's just recap. If we're using the word enough with an adjective, which word comes first, the adjective or enough? That's right, Captain Banana. It's adjective first, followed by enough. Okay, and what about when we're using enough with a noun? Correcto mundo, Senor Kiwi. Then it's enough first, followed by the noun. And what about the latest example we saw? What happens when we use enough with a verb? Right you are, Monsieur Aubergine. When we use it with a verb, then the verb comes first, followed by enough. Okay, enough talk, let's finish this. Now, so, here we are, and here we go. Are you all ready? Good. My car's top speed is 180 kilometers an hour. My car, enough fast to win a race against a bicycle, but enough quick not to win a race against a Formula 1 car. She's 18 years old. She can leave school if she wants to. She's enough old. Okay, so we know the correct answer for number 9, don't we? My car's top speed is 180 kilometers an hour. My car is fast enough to win a race against a bicycle, but not quick enough to win a race against a Formula 1 car. Yes, that was the last one that we completed. The first part of the sentence uses the adjective fast, so that means that we end up with the positive sentence. My car's fast enough to win a race against a bicycle. Okay, simple, logical. The adjective comes first and we follow it with enough. Good. Now, the second part of this sentence, we've got a similar situation, haven't we? The word we're using there is quick, which, like the word swift, is a synonym for fast. All right, so far so good. But in this part of the sentence we have to be a little bit careful because we can see the word not, which tells us that this part of the sentence is negative. Still, that's not a problem for us, is it? No! We laugh in the face of not. Ha ha ha! Hee hee hee! Ho ho ho! Exactly. We laugh in the face of not. Okay, so after we've finished laughing, what do? Well, all we have to do is add not, or the abbreviated form, to the third person singular form of the verb to be. We're using the third person singular because we're talking about my car. That's the third person singular. So instead of saying it is, we now have to add the negative and change the sentence to it isn't or it's not. Remember that we have two options for the negative with most subject. It's up to us to decide if we want to join the subject to the verb and then add the negative, or if we want to leave the subject on its own and join the negative to the verb. For the second person singular, we can say you're not, you aren't. You're not or you aren't. With the third person singular, we have the choice of saying he's not, he isn't. She's not, she isn't. It's not, it isn't. He's not or he isn't. She's not or she isn't. And it's not or it isn't. The same is also true of the plural subject forms. We can say we're not or we aren't. You're not or you aren't. And they're not or they aren't. The only subject where we can't do this is with the first person singular. With the first person singular, we only have one option. I'm not. We can only say I'm not. But you all remembered that, didn't you? Of course you did. Okay, so in the second part of the sentence we have a choice. We're talking about the third person singular, so it's up to us. We can say, but it's not, it isn't quick enough to win a race against a Formula One car. It's not quick enough to win a race against a Formula One car. Or we can say it isn't quick enough to win a race against a Formula One car. It's up to us. Okay, and because in the second part of the sentence we're using the adjective quick, which, like swift, is a synonym for fast, we know that we're dealing with enough and an adjective, which means that we know that we put the adjective first and follow with enough. Okay, now, on to the next one. And guess what? Yes, that's right. This is the last one. Hooray! Okay, so no time to dilly-dally. Come on, chop, chop. Okay, so what have we got here? She's 18 years old. She can leave school if she wants to. She's enough old. So what are we dealing with here? Is it enough with an adjective? Is it enough with a noun? Or is it enough with a verb? Well, the word we have to use is old, and that's an adjective, isn't it? Yes, old, the opposite of young, and also the opposite of new. This is an old man, and this is a young boy. This is an old car, and this is a new car. So, we know that old is the opposite for two adjectives, young and new. And this also tells us rather obviously that old is an adjective. Which means what? Yes, that's right, Herr Cucumber. That means that here too, we put the adjective before enough. She's 18 years old. She can leave school if she wants to. She's old enough. Brilliant! And that's it. We've finished the exercise. And just in time too. Because it's now time for us to peek inside the Benchfield family home. Benchfields, here we come. Okay, kids, your mum's out. She went to see her parents. Your grandparents, not my parents, not my mum and dad. Your other grandparents, your mum's mum and dad, not my mum and dad. Jeffrey and Holly Benchfield. But your mum's mum and dad, Joe and Jenny Taylor. Granny and Grandpa Taylor. And while she's away, we've got to do the shopping. So, first of all, we're going to make a list of all the things that we need to buy. All right, now, Doreen, can you bring me a piece of paper, please? And Tim, can you bring me something to write with, a pen or a pencil? Thanks, kids. Now, kids, I want all of you to help me write a shopping list, okay? So I'm going to ask you if we have something, and I'd like you to look in the cupboards or in the fridge or possibly in the freezer and tell me if we have it or not, okay? Okay. 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 Tim, don't be such a pain in the neck. You're part of this family too, and that means that you have to help the family, just like your brothers and sisters, okay? Okay, I suppose. Okay, that's better. Now, places everyone? Everyone take your places and let's start making a list. All right, so we're back in the Benchfield family home, and this time we're in the kitchen. Now, let's just think about what Alfredo told the kids, shall we? He told them that they've got to do the shopping while Mary is visiting her parents. This means that, first things first, they have to make a list, a record of things that they want to buy. A shopping list like this one. Now, in this typical shopping list, we can see that the person who wrote the list wrote down in a notepad, on some paper, what they need to buy. Now, why do you think that they wrote it down? Yes, of course. If you write something down on your shopping list, then when you get to the shops, you won't forget what you want to buy. When you're in the shop, you can look at your list, you can consult your list to see what you need to buy. And then, well, then you can cross it out. You've put it into your basket or into the supermarket trolley, and now you can cross it off the list. That way, not only do you not forget what you need, but after you cross it off the list, you won't buy it twice. Now, what else did Alfredo say? Well, he asked the kids to help, didn't he? Yes, and all the kids were happy to help. Well, almost all the kids were happy to help. Tim wasn't happy to help though, was he? No, Tim's a very grumpy little boy. I mean, I know that he's a teenager and his hormones are going mad, but, well, I think that Tim's just not a very nice boy. And it's not because he's a teenager. Tim was born in a bad mood. He's always been in a bad mood. He's always grumpy. He's always in a bad mood. And he's not polite. Tim's impolite most of the time, but sometimes he's more than impolite. Sometimes he's simply rude. Now there's an interesting word. Polite is a very positive adjective. Polite means that someone has good manners. If someone is polite, that means that they were taught well by their parents, grandparents and teachers, and now they understand that they must always say things like please and thank you. Polite people will open a door for you if they see you approaching, or they'll hold a lift for you if they see that you want to use the lift. Tim will never open a door for anyone, and Tim will never hold a lift for anyone either. He's not polite, and he's not the opposite of polite. He's not impolite. Tim is more than just impolite. He's rude. The opposite of polite is impolite, but Tim is more than just impolite. Tim's behavior is at the next level. He's rude. And on that note, I think it's time we called an end to today's lesson. Next time we'll have another look at how the Benchfields are getting on with their shopping list. And then we'll see how much fun they have when they finally get to the shops. Okay, that's all from us for now. So, until tomorrow. Remember, www.m5tv.hu. That's the place to check out. Okay, people, have a great afternoon and a fantastic evening. I'll see you all tomorrow. See you later. Bye.